My name is Andre Early,
host of Right Now Leaders, and we are on location
at the National Society of Black Engineers Region 1 Conference,
where I will be sitting down with over 20 extraordinary Right Now leaders in the field of engineering.
That's what I want to do.
So be prepared to be motivated.
And we're talking about what AI means for us.
By soon-to-be early career hires that are not only making an impact, but are blazing the trail for tomorrow, right now.
How has your experience been so far? And is this your first one?
It is. This is my first FRC.
Okay.
It's been great. I really like how it feels almost like a mini annual convention, a bit closer with all the Region 1. Well, not all, because my zone is kind of missing, but a lot of people from different zones. So I think it's really nice just to be able to have that proximity. The energy is great, so I really loved it.
Okay. So, and the theme is, of course, advancing STEM.
Right.
How do you feel? What do you think about STEM? How did you end up in STEM, and you're a current college student?
Yeah.
I know I asked a lot of questions.
No, all good. So I'd say for me, I was definitely the kid who really liked playing with Legos. I always really liked cars as well. I love the movie.
Okay.
But I think, especially because I did spend some time back home, I spent 10 years. I want to say their cars and more so engineering, it wasn't always something that was catered to me. Mm-hmm. My family was really great at letting me have my obsession with cars. They bought me all car figurines, everything like that. Nice. Even though I know it's not typically like the girly toy.
Right.
But I think after, I want to say elementary, middle school, I realized that's not what other girls like. So I kind of shifted. I think I always knew I wanted to do probably something where I could be creative, and especially something that was kind of taking things from a small scale, learning how to build them, taking things apart. But I was really scared of saying that I wanted to do engineering just because I felt like it'd be too hard. And honestly, I felt like it was more of a boyish degree, which I think is sad. And it's kind of like maybe like an older traditional mindset. But it took a lot on me to realize that, no, I don't want to be a doctor. That's too much for me. And then to finally just kind of like apply to like chemical engineering, because I was like, that's probably the best in between both worlds. And I wanted to do so many different things. So I was like, you know what, that's really broad. So can't go wrong with that. And I'm honestly really happy I did that. And realizing that I very much did like engineering. I really like being on the field, steel-toe boots, everything. So yeah.
Okay. Now, where are you enrolled in school?
I go to University of Waterloo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you end up there?
So for me, I always wanted to go to U of T. So that's the University of Toronto because my sister went there.
Okay.
I applied there, got deferred into mechanical engineering, and I did not want to do that just because I've heard the rep that it's probably not the best place, especially if you're not sure as a girl where you want to go. Mm-hmm. And the University of Waterloo has, I want to say it has a really renowned program, at least in Canada, because we get 6 co-ops, and everybody was like, if you get 6 co-ops, out of school, you'll get a job. And they accepted me off the bat, early acceptance, everything like that. They also gave me a scholarship, so I was like, you know what, why not? And I'm glad it happened like that, so.
So junior, senior? Senior.
Yeah.
About to graduate.
Exactly.
Okay, so, and you participated or took advantage of internships, co-ops.
Yeah.
Did you have, or did you find your voice?
I definitely did. I think from a lot of my co-ops, I've definitely gotten that I'm a soft-spoken person and I could be nervous. I think for me, I came in with a lot of imposter syndrome, especially since a lot of the fields I wanted to work in, I wasn't sure if I would fit in it. To be honest, I didn't see anybody who looked like me. Wanting to go into these fields, even when it came to design teams, I was often the only Black person, especially the only girl on my teams. But I think what I was lucky was that I always had really great people around me. Nobody ever made me feel like I stood out, so I felt really encouraged to keep going into these spaces and kind of have the confidence to be like, you know what, I'll try it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And to be like, if I want that industry, I'll just try it. A job is a job, especially a good job. So kind of just used that mentality, and then was able to get the co-ops. I got really lucky as well with them. And once you get one good co-op, you can get another good one, and yeah.
So, as it relates to your co-op, what's a great example of what you were able to accomplish? You could be as, descriptive as possible, because I'm interested to know as to how you were able to navigate, this whole experience.
So, I'd say my preferred thing that I was able to accomplish, or what I'm most proud of, is definitely being an engineer who can relate to people who work on the floor and operators. Because I know at least, I'd say probably my first biggest co-op, I was on the floor, and I remember they enabled us to kind of train with people who were on the floor. So people who were putting the parts together, people who didn't often talk to engineering. And I was really grateful for that opportunity because they were like, you know, we don't like engineers. You guys are annoying. You think you know everything. You guys don't listen to us. And just really hearing that from a perspective. And they're like, you know, we know that you went to school. You do something that's hard. But just remember, we work on this floor every day. I've been here for 20 years. When you come and you've been here for 1 month, you're a new co-op and you're telling me, don't do this, change this, it's really frustrating for me, especially because I know you don't put those parts together, you don't know what it feels like and all that. So I feel like with that, I was really able to remember my customers, who I'm dealing with, remember who I'm trying to make their life easier, who I'm trying to work with. And I think that really helped me navigate each internship, just making sure to be friends with the operators, getting to know them, because they're really the ones who know the process. They're the ones who can tell you usually what's wrong, who can help you out. And if you're friends with them, it makes life way, way, way easier, especially as a co-op when you come and you don't know much, you need to work on these projects. So I'd say that's probably the opportunity that helped me navigate through most of my co-ops that I'm really grateful for, just because being able to have that mindset to know that, you know, you have to humble yourself as an engineer, especially when you're newer, because you don't know. And it's okay to not know, and most of the times you won't know, but it's about how you get to learn about these things and how fast you go about being like, okay, I don't know, can you explain to me? And then trying to understand it, figure out what you don't know, and getting yourself up to that pace just so that you can start actually putting in voice and really being someone who they can be like, okay, there's a problem, I know I can count on Janelle. I can actually have something of sense to tell you when there's a problem and just go ahead with the root cause analysis, trying to find a solution. So
Janelle, what's next? Here it is, you're about to graduate, right?
Yeah.
I know you probably attended the career fair. I don't know if you already had something lined up or you're just putting some feelers out.
Yeah.
But what would be your ultimate, you know, ideal role and situation once you walk across that stage?
I think my ideal role would definitely be a role more in the manufacturing production space. I'm someone, I like being on the floor. I like using my hands. I like being able to see the different processes. I like jobs where, you know, obviously you'll have to do some computer work, but definitely being able to actually be there, actually see the process, working with the operators, where you have a lot of opportunities to problem solve, because I know for me that's where I learn the most. That's where you're able to explore the most and understand what you like and what you don't like. So definitely a role that really caters to that. Probably preferably somewhere that's a bit warmer. I know I'm from East Canada, but I hate the winter. I think genetically I'm very West African. Burkina's, the tip of the country is in the Sahara Desert, so I don't like the cold. I'm tired. I had 22 winters in me. I'm 22, so I think it's time to go. So definitely somewhere warmer.
Climate.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And definitely I want to say a job opportunity that really challenges me, because I feel like especially with these co-op opportunities, they were great, but I feel like, you know, you don't get as much ownership as people who are new grads, people who are full-time workers. And I think for me, that's really what I want to test, because I'll be honest, I am still worried. Sometimes I don't know if I'll be able to take the full brunt of engineers, because people really do come to you and they're like, what do we do? And I don't know, I just want to experience that and see if I'm able to kind of live up to that.
Okay. Well, I want to keep focus on something you just said, but I'll spin it like this. How do you feel about being in a creative space and then tying it into taking ownership or creating an opportunity to have ownership?
Yeah, I definitely see that as well, because I think for me, my mom is kind of an entrepreneur. She does do consulting, and she does ISO standards. So when we moved from Canada, we went back home. She kind of started her own firm. So I feel like growing up, I saw someone who's an entrepreneur in my family, and it was a lot of work. She was always working 24/7. So I feel like for me, I was like, I'm not doing that. But I think growing up and getting older, I'm really realizing that you can't just have one job, one stream of income, especially in this economy, like you said. It's definitely something I want to explore, having my own business on the side. I've tried doing a few things, like mainly very creative, like arts and crafts. I know something that's really popular now is waste beads. And I feel like that ties a lot to my heritage and my culture, just because that's something that's very prevalent, at least where I'm from in West Africa. So that's something that I was kind of trying to do on the side, a small business. It did kind of work, but again, balancing school, balancing social life, balancing, because I was also on my dance team. I was also in a design team. So it's kind of like,
Very active. Okay.
You need to pick, especially with starting to work in NSBE as well a bit more. I was kind of like, okay, I also need to realize how I'm going about this. I can't just start selling beads. People asking me, can I see more pictures? Can you change things? So I think I just took a step back and felt like maybe I need to kind of plan a bit better. But that's definitely something I want to do in the future, whether that's with that or something else. But definitely something I've been thinking about a lot. I don't have too many set ideas, but I definitely would like to explore entrepreneurship, and definitely in tandem with a 9-to-5, because I think it might be hard, but I think they're almost meant to coexist. I think it's really nice to have both options. So
from my personal experience, you can do it, and it's very worth it.
Okay.
Very worth it.
Thank you.
So time management, that's all you have to worry about. Time management. Okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for this time.
No problem.
This has been definitely engaging. Good luck. I'm pretty sure that we will see you down the road.
Blazing the trail for tomorrow, right now.